Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from anywhere you're watching around the world. My name is Ehi Ademabo, your business coach. I'd like to welcome you to CMF Radio, the journey to better places. Today, I want you to know that the odds are in your favor. You know, I have never been a gambler before, but what I do know is that every gamer and every gambler goes into the game thinking of the odds of winning and the implications of playing a certain hand or a certain card. A typical gamer goes in first, spends the first few minutes in the game understudying their competitor with the hopes of understanding their thinking pattern so they can predict their moves and beat them in your game. See, when you face challenges, as we often would, understand that regardless of what moves or what hands you are dealt with, all things work together for your good. That means that if you were expecting a situation to pan out in one way and it turns out in a different way, it is still rolling out to a greater victory for you. Now you're probably listening to this and going, well, hey, it is difficult to comprehend that. I understand. While it is difficult to understand how the odds are in your favor in your current state of mind, you need to make sure you agree completely with that statement and believe it. Otherwise, you may not see clearly to make effective decisions. So let me ask you, what challenges are you currently dealing with? What are you going through? I want you to think about these four things as we proceed on. Think about how you can get out of the situation. Think about how the odds are in your favor. Number one, I want you to relax and put things in perspective. Perspective is everything. Yes, you lost your job. Yes, you may be getting evicted. Yes, you lost a relationship. Yes, maybe you're losing a marriage. Maybe you're dealing with a disease like cancer or something terrible. But think about the fact that a job or all those wonderful things that you want does not define your ability to be you. For example, a job does not define your ability to make wealth. No, no. Contrary to popular belief, your job does not define your self-worth, and it certainly does not define your ability to create and make wealth. We are products of creation. As a result, we have the ability to create. We have the ability to create the life that we want. We have the ability to create the attitude, the joy that you want. Despite going through that disease, it does not define you. You can still create the happiness that you want, the joy that you want. In the case of the unemployed person, the last time you were jobless, you survived. That's why you're here. I'm here to announce to you, you are not going anywhere. You are going to survive this. You are going to make it through this one. Number two, believe that this is a learning curve for you. There is something you need to learn from your current challenge. There is something, there's a better portion, there's a better version of you that is bursting forth, that is breaking out. There's a better version of you that is struggling to come out of this situation. I want you to learn as much as you can, because when you get out of the fire, guess what? You may need to pass the water hose to somebody else. You may need to teach us exactly how you got out of the situation. You may need to go help and encourage somebody else. So I want you to think about whatever challenge you're going through right now as a learning ground. It is a learning ground. You're in school. You're going to learn. You're going to write an examination. You are going to pass it. Because when you get out there, you're going to teach exactly what you know. Number three, I want you to trust that you are coming out. I want you to agree with the statement that the odds are in your favor. As a child of God, you're not just coming out, you're coming out better. You're coming out refined. You're coming out cleaner. You're coming out stronger. Diamonds are made from extreme pressure. diamonds are made from extreme pressure. The fourth thing I want you to think about is expect to win. Expect to win. Don't expect defeat. Don't expect a loss. Don't expect to give in. Don't expect to give up. Expect to win. When you create the expectation that this is only a journey, it has an end date. It has an end date. As one who's worked in IT for the most part of my professional life, what the definition of a project is an endeavor that has a start date and an end date. So, as an IT consultant, I understand that when I go into a project, it must end. It has a definite end date. If it doesn't have an end date, it is not a project. So I want you to think about your situation as a project. It had a start date. It definitely has an end date. Oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes, the end date is dependent on you, your attitude, your belief system, and what you believe to be true about the situation. How you let it affect you, how you let it define you, how you let it mold you. So expect to win. Relax, friend. The odds are in your favor. Stay tuned to CMF Radio at cmfradio.com and let us take you to better places. My name is Ehi Ademabo. You can find me on ehimabo.com. EHIMABO. Thank you for listening. Have a super, super wonderful day ahead.